Hi there. Yeah,
I should be like, what up, subbies, in your next video.
Morgan,
What?
I'm recording. Here's an appearance by Morgan, just in case you ever wondered how crazy things are here at the Weatherholt house. Okay, let's get back to Journey on the Rock Cycle. Um, so your assignment this week with the Journey on the Rock Cycle, you will find this assignment in Google Classroom, and there are two parts that you need to open up. You'll need to open up this sheet right here on the Google Doc, and if you are a virtual student, you'll need to open up the Google Slides that go along with it, and I'll kind of explain how that works. If you are in person, there are going to be some stations around the room, which you will go to those actual stations, but they have the same information that are on the slides. So we'll talk through those. Okay, so let's read these directions together. It says this sheet is to help you write about your experiences as a rock during your journey on the rock cycle. You will need to describe your adventures at each spot and tell about what kind of rock that you feel that you were. So you just watched a video that introduced the rock cycle to you, and we know that rocks change on Earth. They can go between the three different types of rock, from igneous to metamorphic to sedimentary. But of course, it takes long periods of time for that to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of experience the rock cycle. So again, if you are in person, we'll have stations around the room. And if you are virtual, then these are the different stations that we'll see, and you need to open the Google Slides up. And the objective is you're going to travel through the rock cycle. You're going to roll the die at each station and follow the written directions that are on each slide at the stations or here on these slides. So you are going to choose to start at any of the locations on the following slides. So, or if you're in person, any of these stations. So one station is Earth's interior, another one is soil, river, ocean, clouds, mountains, and volcano. So you can choose any one that you want to start at. And after you choose which station you are going to start at, you're going to write that here on this line. So if you're choosing that you want to start in the clouds, then you'd say, I began my adventure at the clouds. Or if you want to start in a volcano, I began my adventure at the volcano. Whatever you choose, it's up to you. But make a choice, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now it says, so we recorded your starting point, and now our next step is to roll a dice. If you are in person, I have dice that I will let you borrow from me. If you are virtual, go find a dice. If you are virtual but don't have a dice at home, you can click on this link right here, and it will actually open up a dice. Roll the dice here. Make sure that you are using a 6-sided die. Oops, I only want one. Here we go. And then you just hit roll, and it will roll a number for you. Okay. Okay, so once it rolls the die, it'll tell you what number to look at. You read the directions, you write it on your sheet, and then you're going to go to that directed slide, and then you're going to repeat the process again and again and again and go to different locations. So let's say you decided that you wanted to start in the clouds. So if we're starting on the clouds right here, I'm going to go ahead and roll my dice. And it says 3. So now I'm going to look, and it says rain. Go to the soil slide. So then back here on my paper, I'd have clouds written here. The first thing that happened was, well, it said it rained. So I'm going to type, it rained. And then I went, it said to go to the soil. So I went to soil. So I'm going to type that in. And now it tells me that soil is on slide 3. So I'm going to go to slide 3, click on this, and now I'm going to roll again. So this time I roll, and I get a 5. So it says rocks break down and remain here. So I'll fill that out on my sheet. This next thing that happened was that rocks broke down. And I went to, well, you didn't go anywhere, so I remained in soil. Okay, so now I'm ready to roll again. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll. This time I get 4. 4 says pressure occurs. Go to Earth's interior. So I'm gonna go here, and it says the next thing occurred was pressure occurred. And I went to Earth's interior. And so the Earth's interior is on slide 2. And so I would go to slide 2, and then I'm going to roll my dice. So I'm going to keep doing this process of rolling and recording and going to different slides until I get through all of these. I'm going to do it 13 times. Sometimes you'll stay at the same location, and that's okay. Stay there and keep staying there until you roll the die and it tells you to go somewhere else. Just make sure that you are recording. Okay. So once we are done with this, so I am planning that Monday we kind of have a wonky schedule, so I'm not sure how far. Some classes will definitely get through all of this part on Monday. Some classes might not, just because the class periods aren't quite even. And so some of you might need to finish this up on Tuesday. After you are done on Tuesday, you are going to create a comic strip story of your experiences from the journey on the rock cycle. So this is basically your storyline here, and you are going to create a comic strip of the story that you created. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause my video for a second to take care of my dogs, and I just wanted to hopefully I'm picking up at the same spot I left off. But as I was saying, is once you've gotten through all of this, you are then going to create this comic to show your story and your experiences as a rock through the rock cycle. And so what I've attached here at the very last slide, here are your requirements and a couple of examples of some comic strips. Let me move my video over here. So first of all, you have to have at least 8 boxes to tell your story. And I don't care if you hand draw it or if it's a digital version, but it must be in color. And you have to have words that explain your story. Also, I should have put this on here. You have to have a title. So here's this one's the rock cycle. This one's is a Minecraft title, which I think this one was really clever. But I've seen so many cool ones through the years. So be creative. Maybe if your rock happens to snow and is in the mountains, maybe your little rock particle is skiing down the side of the mountain, or if it ends up in the ocean as sand, maybe it's laying on the beach, or I have fun with it. Use your sense of humor, but I would definitely have your little rock people talk, or have like an explanation at the bottom, or combination of both. Whatever makes it so that you can convey your story, that is what we're looking for. So if you have questions, please reach out and ask. But I hope you enjoy this activity. Have a great day.